Hi, this is Brian Metcalf, or as my students call me, Dr. B. I work with Dr. Davis as a professor in the psychology department, and she asked me if I would say a few words about relationships. As maybe the last person to take advice from about quote unquote normal relationships, I decided to talk about professional relationships. I'm going to say a word or two about professional relationships or networking. The two things I'd like to share with you today come indirectly and directly, respectively, from famous psychologist Philip Zimbardo, who I have been fortunate to have a professional relationship with. So these two things are real-life examples. The first comes from the late Rick Sword, who was a clinical psychologist on the island of Maui when I lived in Hawaii. Rick was co-author with Zimbardo on his book, The Time Cure, which is a cutting-edge application of Zimbardo's time perspective theory as a clinical therapy for PTSD, other anxiety disorders, and depression. Rick had a way with words, and I wish I had written down many of the witty, smart, and helpful things he would say. The one I'm stealing from him today is one that all my students hear me say all the time. And it's advice I wish I'd heard a long time ago, so I'll share it with you today. You doubtlessly have heard the cliche, it's not what you know, but who you know that matters. Well, Rick told me that's only part true. It's who knows you that matters. So in my own case, it doesn't matter that I met Phil Zimbardo and had seen him many times at conferences and places like that. What mattered is that he came to know me. It won't matter if you know your professors, important people at work, or prospective employers or collaborators. They can only help you if they know you. So my advice to you is do everything you can to make sure that your professors, potential collaborators, employers, and so on know you. Let them get to know you. They can only help you if they know you. My second thing I want to say about relationships comes directly from Zimbardo and his time perspective theory, which I'm not going to spend time right now talking about, but it pertains to how we perceive time and the influence it has on us in all of our decisions and behavior. In short, there's 6 time perspectives or time zones, 2 each for the past, present, and future. Knowing how we are influenced by these 6 perspectives can be very beneficial. And you can learn your time perspectives by taking the Zimbardo Time Perspective Inventory for free online. I encourage you to do so. Essentially, regardless of what your perspectives are for the past and the future, your relationships, both professional and personal, can really only thrive if you have a moderately high level of present hedonism. Not too much, and certainly not too little. Basically, you need to be able to enjoy the present and the people you're with. If you're isolated in the present, if you're feeling fatalistic about the present, if you're stuck in the past, whether positive or negative, if you're only thinking about and working for the future and leaving no time to enjoy yourself in the now with the people you love, like, or work with, then you just can't thrive and have successful, meaningful, efficacious relationships. And the good news, as you know as students of psychology, we are not locked into our behavior. Take the time perspective inventory and find out how time is influencing your behavior. Take the steps needed to try to achieve a more ideal balance of each of the perspectives. And lastly, to tie all this together as advice about professional relationships, I guess I have 3 pieces of advice. I'll steal from the musical Hamilton and the song the Aaron Burr character sings. I'm not going to sing it for you. I want to be in the room where it happens. Do what you need to be in the present, to be in the room where it happens, so that you can network and let those important people get to know who you are. Don't spend too much time at home in your jammies. Go to your classes. Talk to your professors after or before class. Pop in on them during their office hours. Take them out for coffee. Talk on Zoom with them if you can't do so in person. Take the initiative to make sure they get to know who you are. Go to guest lectures. Go up and talk to those speakers. Talk to the other students. Be in the room where it happens. The best way to network is to be in the room where it happens. Enjoy your time in the now and the present, and make sure people get to know who you are. Thanks for listening. Dr. B out.